Hey, Uncle Jesse here, Chef Jesse back in the kitchen. Well, folks, like I said today, I was making lasagna. I'm making mini lasagna because we're trying to cut down on food, the consumption of food. Gil was not feeling too good. The heart, he has to be more careful. I know we're eating a lot of good food, a lot of rich food, and that's probably one of the reasons. And I know I'm just a chef, and I just don't do diet stuff. So anyway. Today I'm making mini lasagna this way to avoid eating a lot of lasagna, right? So I'm making these little baked dish that I have. I'm gonna make individual lasagna, one for him, one for me, and then another one for him to take to work tomorrow. That would shorten the eating leftovers and over and over and over and over. Okay, and I'm about to cry because I had a bowl full of tomatoes with olive oil and basil and all that other stuff, and I put it in the fridge and it fell out of the fridge, mamma mia, and it's all over the floor. So I had to clean it up. I was gonna step on it and make ketchup, the old Italian way, but anyway, all jokes aside. Anyway, folks, so right now I just boiled my lasagna, my pasta, and I have my ground beef. My ground meat. Folks, when you do meat, to make meat sauce, whatever it is, when you brown the meat, make sure that you drain the water off the meat. I took all this water out. I took all the meat out. I drained it, put it into another bowl, and then put it back into the pot with just the tomato sauce. I've seen people throw. I went to this lady's house. I said, "Oh my God!" She threw a big jar of tomato sauce into the pot with the water and everything, and then it when you make the lasagna, it's gonna come out too wet. It's gonna come out the sides. It's just horrible. So anyway. I'm gonna taste my meat here. Never double dip, so just once. Make sure that you take a good amount, and then we're gonna taste it. Oh my God, this is heaven. I can eat the whole pot, put it on bread and eat it. So the meat is done. My pasta is boiling. I just shut it off. I'm going to start to line up the lasagna. First of all, on these little dishes, I'm going to use some cooking spray, just because they're, if I was doing a big lasagna in a pan, I wouldn't use the cooking spray. But because these are small and I don't know how it's going to turn out, I use the cooking spray. So very careful. I'm going to take out what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to line up the bottom of my pan here with sauce, and this will avoid some of this, avoid it from sticking to the bottom here. Just enough sauce, okay? So it looks like this, okay? Now I'm going to start lining up my pasta. I'm going to put it into the dish with the ricotta, the mozzarella, and everything else in it, and I'm going to build it up. I don't know how many layers, maybe 2 layers, maybe 3. They'll probably spill over the side. And then I'm going to put it in the oven in this baking dish, and then we're going to have a little mini lasagna. No leftovers, so this way we don't eat more and more and more and more. Okay, let me get ready for this. So folks, I'm doing the first lining of the, there it goes. It looks like something like this. And then I'm going to, this is the first time me doing mini lasagna because I know how to cook. I cook large portions of lasagna. So this is the first time trying this. So you got to bear with me because this is the first time. And so let's see how it turns out. So folks, my lasagna, I just built it up. 3 layers, believe it or not, on top of this little dish. And it's looking mighty good. I'm gonna try to, let me see if I can try to flip this up. There it goes. So it's actually 3 layers, and this is gonna be the top layer. And then this is, it looks pretty good. And again, this is the first time I do this, so you gotta bear with me. I'm used to always doing big portions of lasagna, of a big baked lasagna in a big pan. but because we're trying to cut down on all the rich food we've been eating lately, I'm making mini lasagna. This way, there's no leftovers. We can't snack on lasagna. We can't eat lasagna second time. We can't have seconds. It's all about watching the portions of eating, right? It's all about watching the portions of eating. So here I am putting some mozzarella cheese on top of it. And this is, I think, going to come out good. Everything that, well, I should say everything, right? But it's going to look good. Okay. This was a sort of a unexpected dinner, so I ran out and I didn't get the right ingredients, the right stuff, but I think this is gonna work. So folks, this is what it looks like, and then I'm gonna try to cover it up a bit with aluminum foil, just enough so it won't stick to the top, and then I'm gonna bake this. And it's this is a 3-layer, believe it or not. This little plate has 3 layers of lasagna. So, like I said, this is my first time doing a little mini lasagna. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let me put this and get some aluminum foil. So, folks, like I'm saying, I'm doing these mini lasagnas. I got this trick from actually a restaurant. I went to this place called Lassagna, and I asked for lasagna, and they gave it to me in this little baking dish, like, and it was delicious. It was a one meal. And and everything else that went with it, and it was good. So that's why I'm trying that today. And I make a big tray of lasagna, and by the end of the week, whatever, a couple of days, I end up throwing it away. So this way I figured we save from throwing food away. So I'll make these little small lasagnas. I'm gonna make another one for Gilbert to eat tomorrow at lunch. And then that's it. There's no leftover lasagna to waste. And like I made baked ziti last week, I think it was, and it was in the fridge. After a couple of days eating baked ziti, you can only eat baked ziti. I don't. Anyway, with that said, I'm preparing my second lasagna. So stay tuned and see how it looks. So folks, I put together 3 lasagnas, 2 individual ones for today, one for Gilbert, one for me. I put cooking spray so that it wouldn't stick to the aluminum foil. I'm gonna cook it like that for maybe, I gotta keep eye on it, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then I'll take the paper off the aluminum foil and let the top, get nice and smooth with the cheese and all that good stuff, okay? So let me go put this in the toaster oven. So then I have another one. I can't cook little, so I try. But this is one lasagna. This is another one that I made, and this one I'll give a piece to Gilbert to eat tomorrow for lunch, and then we'll probably have a piece or 2 that we had left over, and it won't last all week. There'll be less food to waste. So this is a pretty medium-sized one, 3 layers, and like I said, you could take half of it for lunch, and then there'll be another half, and we can cut it, split it in half, have it for lunch or something like that. But I didn't make a big giant pan lasagna because most people say, well, you made 3 little lasagnas. Why don't you just make a big one, right? Oh, anyway, the reason I didn't do that because most of it goes to waste. So that's why I didn't do it. I know what we eat here. So you can make a big one. I always make a big one, but now I'm trying little ones. You can make a big one. I'll make a small one. That's it. That's what Chef Jesse is about. Saving food, saving the environment. So anyway, folks, like I said, a trick to when you brown your meat, after you brown your ground beef, or whatever meat you're using for the lasagna, or for any kind of pasta, so drain the water. Okay, I scooped it up. I scooped the meat up individually with one of these, drained all the water. There was a lot of water in there, and then I put it into another pan, and then I put the pasta sauce. Yes, the pasta sauce. I put the pasta sauce in there, and then I made everything together. I don't know. You probably can't see. There's nothing much left in it, but that's what it looks like. So, and the reason for this, especially when you're making lasagna, you don't want all that so watery because it's gonna make a watery lasagna. Okay, so remember, always drain the water out. You don't want that water. And another thing, the lasagna pasta, cook it for 10 minutes, 9 or 10 minutes. You don't want to make it too mushy because when you try to cut down on the lasagna, it's going to go all over the place, especially if you have watery meat sauce. So 9, 10 minutes al dente. You want it a little bit hard because remember you're going to put this in the oven and it's going to finish cooking, baking in the oven. So you want to make it, you don't want to make it mushy. So that's the trick of making lasagna. And there's people make lasagna all kind of different ways. I always keep it simple. I put ground beef, all the ingredients, garlic, basil, Italian seasoning, everything, everything I could imagine in there, garlic powder, and all that stuff in there. And so I keep it simple. Some people put sausages in. Some people, I keep it very simple. Ground beef, ricotta, mozzarella. I sprinkle some Parmesan in between a little bit, some on top. And I usually make it 3 layers. You can make it 10 layers if you want. I make it 3 layers. And that's it, folks. Very simple. Like I said, we're going to have some tomatoes that I salvaged because my tomatoes fell. But I salvaged some of it, and I had another piece of tomato in there. So I thought about making ketchup, stepping in it, the old-fashioned way. Anyway, I'm going to put them in a bowl with olive oil. Actually, I have this new concoction, whatever, that I made up. It's actually was in the fridge. It's look at this. It was cold. I let it out. What this is olive oil infused. I use extra virgin olive oil infused with sun-dried tomatoes, 4 cloves of garlic, 2 pieces of Parmesan cheese. The real hard Parmesan, like at the end with that type of Parmesan hard. I put it in here. I put some. That's about it. I don't know. Anyway, this is a recipe that I got, an old recipe, and I put it in there. And you can use this. You can put this on bread. You could put this on top of your salad. I mean, it's like a dressing. It's a homemade dressing, and I left it overnight. The more longer you get it, let it infused in it, the better. So I left it there overnight since yesterday, and it looks good. I put some oregano in there and everything, and it looks like it's. Oops. Did I just drop my? No. So anyway, it was in the refrigerator, so that's why it's kind of thick. So I just took it out. It's like dressing, gets that thick. So I just took it out, and I'm going to let this at room temperature, and I'm going to try this. I don't know if I'm going to use it on the bread. I'm making homemade garlic bread, but I don't know if I'm going to use this on the bread, or maybe just on some on the lettuce where we're eating and stuff. I don't know, but it looks. Let me see. I haven't even opened it yet. Smells good. Let me see. Let me taste it. I got my little spoon here. So I'm gonna taste this. Okay, just a little thing. This is kind of oily. Oh God, this is delicious. I'm gonna put it away. Put it away. It looks good. So easy. Sun-dried tomatoes, cloves of garlic. I put some cheese in there. That was an additional. That wasn't in it, but I put it in. It looked like a dressing. So anyway, folks, that's what it is. So, folks, that's it today for cooking with Chef Jesse. I made lasagna, individual small lasagnas. Ground the meat, put the tomato sauce in there, put it in the pan, built it up with ricotta, Parmesan, and mozzarella and all that stuff. So that's it. And I got my tomatoes. Well, I'll show you a picture. I don't want to touch it because they might fall again and top of some stuff. But I got my tomatoes that have been sauteed in the olive oil in there. I use a lot of olive oil. It's good for your heart. I don't know. But it's got basil and all that other good stuff. Anyway, folks, I got to clean up the kitchen. Gilbert's working. He should be on the way. He got out at 3 o'clock. He should be, any minute now, he should be walking through the door. He's probably calling me, and I'm holding up the phone doing videos. So that's it, folks. Very simple dinner. To me, everything's simple. And hope you guys have a great week. And I'm going to come back and show you when I make the lasagna and when I serve it and how it looks at the table and all that good stuff. So you're not going to miss anything. Stay tuned.